All right, let's try. Let's just do this one. Let's play GI Joe.
Oh, nice. I played that in forever.
This is actually a criminally underrated game.
I'll agree with that one.
Like this is seriously one of my favorite Nintendo games ever. It's not just because I love GI Joe, not because I have like a bunch of
No,
fucking
it's a good game on its own. That's the
yeah.
thing.
That says like people are gonna be like, you're biased because you have all these GI Joe toys in your room. It's like, yeah, but this is still a fucking awesome game.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that the game is really good. I remember renting that and going like, why don't I own this? And
Like
even two had kind of its little moments as well, in my opinion. Although a much more difficult game.
yeah, but this is like seriously, it's like this is like one of those games that's like really underrated. I'm really happy that's like that like people like whenever I talk to people about this game, they have fond memories as well.
Yeah, like the fact that you could select your team other than I think each level had one character who was like your you have to use character. And then you could just select your team. So you could put in whoever Joes you want to use. And then the three different missions all gave enough variety to things. The locations were varied. The enemies you took on were referential.
Mm-hmm. Even though
The
it's
only
like
thing that was a bitch those times when you had to fight God, what's the name for that toy? The weird buzzsaw looking things.
the Buzzwars.
Yeah, the buzzboars. Um, I hate fighting those things.
Where you can that's actually another thing that I like too. You can hijack weapons. You can actually hijack equipment.
Oh yeah, you could, couldn't you? Those boss fights, those were the hardest mid fights or whatever. Those just always drove me insane. Like all the other ones, I usually had no real trouble with. Whenever I had to take on this, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna get killed by you guys. You just don't stop moving. The hardest boss of all is a wicker basket within that holds inside of it a mechanical cobra that breathes knockout gas. This is the hardest boss in the entire game.
Oh yes.
I think one of the favorite Robot Chicken sketches that me and my friends have is the GI Joe like behind the scenes at Cobra or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's the guy making the clones, and so because of that, the male Cobra male mode son of a pulls out a gun and just shoots.
Yeah, that's reminder like we create the best of the soldiers we can
Like,
find.
ever since then, like I can't take any generic like goons, especially like the Hydra guys or AIM guys or whatever. I can never take those types of guys seriously anymore because every time I see them, I just like male Mobra. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
played the Captain America game they released when the first movie came out, which is actually a pretty decent game, and it's like playing Arkham Asylum except for Cap moves fast and actually his skills he gains are useful. Um, but every time this Hail Hydra guy started charging at me, I'd always be like, Male Mobra, and then just do it the shield throw and knock three of them out. And just be like, yeah, yeah, you guys, you fucking Nazis. It was a cool game, and it actually had like an ongoing, like a plot as it went through it as well. And give you like mission briefings and stuff, if I recall. Let's see if my video is working better now. I've closed everything out and just gave my system a couple minutes to rest while I played a little Pokemon Shuffle.
Mm.
Oh, who do you have in your team here? Looks like Snake Eyes. God, it's hard for me to tell from the images of the guys. Just because I don't remember the. Oh, never mind. There we go. Yeah, Duke, Snake Eyes, and Blizzard. Not a bad call. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Everyone had different life bars and stats as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Ah, fuck it. Oh, fuck, I didn't do it. Okay.
I always liked the maze levels in general, though. Yep, there's a doodad down there.
I don't. As a matter of fact, have you ever beaten the game like complete?
No.
Like, because
Like I said, I only rented this game, so I never had the chance to, like, memorize the whole setup and everything.
okay. This game has 3 turns. Like, you need to beat the game 3 times to beat it like 100% complete from like beginning, middle, and end.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And you're actually awarded with something pretty cool at the end. You actually get like a congratulatory letter from, you get a congratulatory letter from Ken Lobb himself.
Oh. It's actually kind of cool.
He's like, thanks for your efforts. You know, GI Joe could have done this, and blah blah blah. It's like, it's a really really cool thing. It's like at the end, it's like, look, we put you through hell, but you actually were. It was actually fucking worth it. So congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a play it again and then play it again harder, play it again even harder.
Okay, first turn is like the first turn is actually easy. Like,
Yeah, which is what you're playing on right now, I assume, right?
yeah, that's the first turn. The first turn is
Yeah.
easy. It's like you get 3 Joes to select, and then you for missions, and that's about it. The second turn,
By the way, why would you take Blizzard on the jungle mission?
you know, I don't know. Because I was gonna say the third mission actually is really interesting because like the second time you play the game is that they actually take away one of your Joes. You have to play now. You gotta go through the second. You gotta go through all the missions again with only 2 Joes.
Mm-hmm.
And the third time around, everything gets shuffled around. So item placements and then like the placements for the grenade where you have to put the place of bombs
Mm-hmm.
are all switched around. So you gotta like vaya con Dios at that point.
Yeah, that's just memorization.
No, that's not memorization. It's like that's torture. Because it's like it changes everything up. So it's like okay, now it's
Yeah, if you play that on that mode enough times, you'll figure it out.
True.
You killed him, man. You killed him. Oh right, and you run away from the bombs.
Yeah. By the way,
Man, it's all coming back to me. This
Why-
game is awesome.
okay, so that guy just fought.
Yes, again.
The guy's name is Raptor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a he is a Cobra guy who works. He's a guy who works for Cobra and uses an eagle. Think about that for
Yeah.
a second. He's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna use eagles.
Would you prefer if he was a falconer?
Well, no, it's more like you're in a you're in like a crazy like you're working with like snake people. Why don't you work with the theme here?
Oh, whoops.
Whatever. I'll take one.
What's up, boss lady?
He's providing me with alcohol.
Yeah, okay. So
You're breaking
I
up.
think you've seen the Jared Leto photo of the Joker.
Yes. Yes, and
Charlotte Rhapsody Facebook page. I just posted a comparison photo of the Jared Leto
No,
guy.
now we're losing you. My connection's just kind of crap tonight.
well, you're coming out. What the fuck?
Huh?
I just looked at the picture right now.
I missed the entire escape mission. I feel.
Wait, what do you say again, Ramses?
I said I found that picture.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, it's Jared Leto's Joker plus one of Nostalgia Critics' personas. I can't name what it is. Is exactly the latest villain in Pretty Cure.
Yes, he is, and it's awesome. It's glorious.
I just don't know what the name of that nostalgia critic persona is. I had a hard time googling it, so I just ripped an image from YouTube because it's in his opening.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't remember either. He's used him a couple of times.
Because he just said like, well, if I need like someone aggro, like be all like man, like I'll use him as I'll use this persona.
Are you sure it's not Melvin, the brother of the Joker?
What is his name?
So yeah, you're a guy who uses falcons and stuff and shit like that. You know, in a
Just decided
snake.
to give him a skyliner for some reason.
Yeah, it's like we need a falcon person. Destro, find me a falcon person. Okay. I don't know why you need a falcon person, but okay. I just saw you.
Oh, that's why I went to Blizzard, because it's the snow mission. Finally, I can do this. Fuck you, snow job.
I fucking love Snow Job.
Again, another great robot chicken sketch out of snow job.
Ah, fuck me. And I'm
Oh,
now,
someone wrote the secret passage.
It's reading time for the boss lady.
What you reading?
I'm reading a book on China dolls. I'm almost done reading it.
Hey.
It's about Asian, specifically, well, Asian American entertainers in Chinatown. It's based on real events,
Okay.
historical fiction. There used to be a club in Chinatown called Forbidden City, and there was a couple like it, but Forbidden City was like the main thoroughfare wherein it would be like an all Asian nightclub. Because like, yeah, we don't take it kind. You're like, we're gonna make our own nightclub with hookers and booze. Well, not really, but you get the idea. So that's where like a lot of there would be, they would just market all their performers as Chinese. Like we all look alike anyway, blah blah blah. But that's where like some
Well, especially if you're marketing it to white people. White people don't know any different.
yeah, and there were people of Japanese descent who kind of faked their way to be Chinese, like pass and not deal with like any recommendations after Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also Filipinos that were also performing in that club, and Korean Americans.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting book, and they were also talking about the early days of burlesque in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And
Before it got gross.
Mhm. And they
Was
made
that,
references.
is that from that place you showed me with Lake City?
Hmm?
Is that part of like that Lake City thing you showed me?
No, that's in Heat Ashbury. That's a hippie district.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said like Lake City. I'm like, it reminds me of a building in San Francisco. But this is like all in Chinatown, and they were talking about the World's Fair when it took place in Terminal Island. No, not Terminal Island, but Treasure Island. And they were talking about like just like the early, like when burlesque was popularized by Sally Rand. And I actually kind of looked her name up. She's known for like doing like all the bubble and fan dances.
No, if not for her, we would never have Star Trek V.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what she was like most known for. Is like, yeah, I'm learning history too.
Fucking future of. Perhaps I should do a my famous fan dance and distract them. What are you, stupid? That would never work. I don't even know who Gridiron is. Like, I'm sitting there in my mind going like, wait, is there a football player G.I. Joe guy?
Yes, there is. He's fucking awesome.
It's been way too long, so I remember like the popular Joes.
Okay, so
But I
the
don't
whole
remember
deal
what-
with Captain Gridiron is this. He was a guy who graduated Harvard, but he got into Harvard because he was a really good football player.
Harvard isn't known for their football team.
Yeah. Say that to the tech
Well,
specs.
Like, there's plenty of really good schools you could get into if you're a really good football player where you could get a good education, but Harvard is not one of them. They just be like, you play the football. Are you talking soccer? And it's like, nope, American football. We are not familiar with the American style of the football, but if when you learn lacrosse, come look us up.
It's usually rowing, and their main rival is Yale.
By the way, this is the first boss I ever think of when I think of bosses in this game. Is I always think of a helicopter boss, or whatever you want to call this device. 'Cause I guess it's not technically a helicopter.
I forgot the name of it. I know it's I know it's a really like all this was take. I know you know how much of a geek of GI Joe I am. I know exactly the time frame this game takes place in. It takes place like judging from the toys that have been used that they're peddling.
Oh, because of the character list.
Yeah, it's early '91.
Hmm.
All these characters are from like the early '91 like GI Joe list.
And I lost it again.
Because if that was the case, if this was like '92 or '93, Duke wouldn't look like his 1980s look. He would have had that ridiculous looking red outfit he had.
The version of Duke that we had we had two versions of Duke toys. We had the one where he has like the red and tan camo.
That's the one. That's like that's.
Yeah, we had that. He still had the crew cut and stuff. He still looked like Duke, but his clothing choice was terrible.
Yes, and that's why it's like.
And then when they did the space versions of the characters, we had Space Duke.
Oh, those are great.
I love those space version characters. We had several of those.
Fuck. I'm down to my last joke.
And we had a couple different versions of Flint as well, I think. We had like the cyborg version of Flint. As well as like regular Flint.
Oh, because that guy you're thinking of was called Robo Joe, literally.
Oh really?
Yeah, Robo Joe. I think that was like late '90s. That was like at the point where I don't think Larry Hama gave a shit at that point.
I don't think we would have had any G.I. Joe toys in the late '90s though. That had to have been like before my junior high time. It had been early '90s ish. I remember he had like weird. It looked like mechanical shoulder pads and stuff like that.
Because he was never part of space.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't part of space. I had a different space guy who had this cool like metal robot arm thing. I don't remember who that was, but dug that robot arm, Ray. Let's check it out. Let's see if I can find the G.I. Joe space set.
So yeah, the guy you're thinking of, his name is Robo Joe.
I realized I put in G.I. Joe Space Marines. I'm like, yeah, that's funny.
Well, that's G.I. Joe right now. It's like, hey, let's ape everything that's awesome about aliens. Like, let's like literally live.
Is that in the comics or the cartoon?
No, it's because like they're doing something weird with the modern stuff because they're like, okay, fine, we know it's for adults now, so let's like throw a bone at them. And then, like, what they do is, like, for example, they'll do a character. And then it's like, they'll modernize the character and stuff. And, you know, they do a good job.
Which I'm fine with.
But what they'll do is, like, they'll be like, okay, here, have this weapon that makes no sense for you to have. And it's like, it's a homage to aliens. Like, you have a plasma rifle now.
See, okay, that's a little. Well, the reason they're doing that is because the people have a weird issue about kids with guns.
Yeah. Well, no, this is like modern. Like this is like today. Like if I were to go to like Toys R Us right now and buy it.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you that today they have those weird issues.
Little secret: if you go right here.
My stream isn't working. I like stop it.
And I killed myself. Lovely.
Trying to do the secret thing.
Yeah.
What was the name of those 90s G.I. Joe Space? What was their official name for that?
That was Space Brigade.
Brigade, thank you. Trying to see if I can figure out which ones we had.
Just go to yojo.com. I gotta learn how to control this thing because this thing is controlling my like. I cannot control it.
Like figuring out what toys I had is always fun. Like I love doing that with Transformers as well. I've done that several times. Where I'm like, I had him and I had him. Well, I didn't remember any of the names. I'm like, because it was the freaking 1980s and it's the 2010s. Bite me. Oh, they divided action figure types. Yeah, the 3/4. Oh, all the different years. Excellent. Okay. Let's start around 92-ish. Let's see who's available in 92.
92 was a good year for GI Joe.
This is one of the dudes I had. This guy. What's your name? Because he's one of the guys who has like the cool battle armor stuff. Barricade. This Bunker Buster style.
Yeah, he was like they're like for a while they're like, hey, let's have a guy who can
Yeah, he has this like Terminator's RoboCop helmet. I loved this guy. This was one of my favorite guys to use in our group. I came up with like new backstories for everyone because after a while I just wasn't aware of the backstories, mainly because I wasn't watching the cartoon or reading the comics. So for a lot of these characters, I just started making up backstories for them as I went through them.
that's fine because that's how you're
Shape
supposed to actually believe it or not, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Oh, good, because that's totally what I did. It allowed me to practice on telling stories. So sometimes when I had characters who looked similar, I had like a story behind them of like, oh, this guy gets like messed up. So then, like Barricade began as someone else, as a different figure we had, and then that guy gets screwed up, so they turn him basically into a RoboCop archetype because I wanted a RoboCop archetype.
Makes sense. As a matter of fact, that could have been something that GI Joe could have done. They're like, look,
This dude, I think it's the. What was his name? Yeah, we had Wetsuit in his Seal version.
Oh, that's his favorite one. You don't have the fucking.
Yeah.
You didn't have to live through the horrors of having to get Buzz Lightyear.
Well, we had a few that we ended up like, because this was my excuse to tell stories, but it was my brother's excuse to modify. So
Yeah.
he learned to modify stuff. So a few of our guys got modified. Oh, I think we had this dude too. Shockwave. Yeah, I think we had this guy.
Oh, Shockwave's awesome. Anybody that's
SWAT specialist.
yeah, anybody. That's what I was saying. Anybody that's from the SWAT team, like him and it was him. It was
I think it's like
it was him. It was
some mustache guy.
yeah, it was him and Law and Order.
Oh, that's the new version of Mutton Junkyard they did. Oh, that'd have been awesome to have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mustache guy. That version of you actually looks pretty badass.
So it's like for example, I would have like those guys. Their military specialists is that they're MPs.
Mm-hmm.
And what Shockwave's thing is he's a SWAT team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's like I know these things. It's like I read those. I like.
No,
I
it's
keep, I keep, I
perfectly
keep,
fine.
the, I keep the file cards. I keep those file cards for a reason because like I like reading because
Oh, I held on to them for a while too, actually. And then I think we may have had this version of Deep Six as well. Maybe we didn't. No, we didn't have this version of them. I had a few of the Ninja Force guys.
you have any GI.
So I had this purple dude. What's your name, purple dude? Because I had you. You were one of the first ones we got, actually.
Snake Eyes.
Dice. We had Dice.
Oh,
I had Dice. The Cobra Bow Staff Ninja. He was one of the first ones we got.
Slice and dice. Get it?
I think that's Dice as well. I'm fairly certain I did. I just need to go through these various guys and see which ones I had and did not have. Because I had the new version of Storm Shadow that did at that time too.
the one with the camo. That one's called.
No, I didn't have that one. I did have this guy in the green and black camo. I think his name is Nunchuck. It is. Yeah, I had Nunchuck. The Nunchaku Ninja. I like how the descriptors under them just make me feel like I'm going through Pokemon. So yes, I had Dice, I had Nunchuck, I had Slice. Yeah, he was the red dude. I had him. It was fun. And then the student in the white I had. Yeah, I had the version 3 Storm Shadow.
That's the best one.
Ninja Force leader. Was he still Cobra at this time, or was he?
No,
the
he
Dead
was
Joe?
G.I. Joe. At that time, he was like, "Oh fuck this noise! Fuck this noise! I'm going to go somewhere else."
See, it looked like there were only two I didn't have. It looks like I didn't have Dojo, and I don't think I had this other dude. To Jabang.
To bang.
Jabang. Black Ninja. I did not have Black Ninja. Dude, he could be modded and made into an old school Falcon. I would totally have had Kevin do that. Look, we don't have Falcon from the Avengers. Turn this guy into Falcon. Kevin would be like, all right. We didn't have any of the talking battle commanders under that for sure. That's good. No, I don't think I need either of you guys. No. No, we definitely didn't need any of the mail-in guys, sadly. Alright, that's the 92 set. I want to go back to 91 just to be safe, and then I'll move ahead to 93. Carded figure... No. No. Because I remember I had this one dude with a dumb-looking hat. And I had Leatherneck. Whatever version that was from around this time period, I had Leatherneck. But I'm not seeing him in the 91 set, so he might be in the 93 set.
You must have had one of those carryovers from like the 88 or something like that. Because like I think they only did like one Leatherneck,
That's true, it could have been something.
and that one leather